Leon is ready for AV Mania. But it's actually stylized as AV Mania 2. It's like the two eyes are You'll get it, Leon. You'll figure it out. Good day, good people. It's another fine day in the year of the Radiance Tomb. Oh! This releases on the 3rd. It's my birthday. Can I do anything special? I have a candle. At the end of the episode, I'm gonna blow out this candle like it's a birthday thing, you know, as they do. Happy birthday to me, and welcome back to another episode in the summer event that we are calling the Dangan-lympics. And let me tell you, there are some birthday shenanigans going on, but of course we have to focus more so on the fact that we have
Danganronpa.
Hunger Games. And it's the Dangan-lympics, and today we're playing Handball. Now, a lot of people, maybe not a lot of you actually, because if you viewed for a long time and you viewed the last Dangan-lympics, you're like, oh, I remember what Handball is. That is a thing. Most sincerely. But as you look me dead in the eyes, as we say it's time to do some handball, I've concocted these teams not for how well they play handball, but they all have 5 Danganronpa characters that I quite enjoy, and 1 Danganronpa character that I'm kind of either iffy about or just don't like. For you see, I've decided to do a little birthday bit. The winner of this game for the next 365 days will be declared my favorite Danganronpa character, and it'll be a bit for a whole freaking year. That is unless one of the OCs wins and grants me freedom. So I'll be rooting for the OCs today, or I'll be rooting for my favorites. So let's see who's here today. We have Team Monofony, Crazy Yoko, Chihiro, Mikan, Kaede, Akane, Komaru, Nathan, and Yumeko. Akane is the one that we're iffy about. I actually do enjoy Akane. But then I kind of like, Jotaro was going to be in this spot instead, but I was like, but what if Akane wins? Or not wins, but what if she gets that event and calls a congregation and the episode just ends early? I think that would be very fitting for this bit. Let's continue. Team Monotaro, we see Hifumi, who I'm kind of iffy about. We have Hiro, who I love, Mukuro, Fuihiko, Ibuki, Taka, Kara, and Panther, both back as well. Team Monosuke sees Fat Togami, Tsumugi, who I'm a little bit iffy about, Shuichi, Sakura, who we acknowledge, Nekomaru we acknowledge too. I think this, I feel like this is so I enjoy backstory a whole lot, and I feel like Sakura, Fat Togami, and Nekomaru all have like good backstory that a lot of people haven't like fully realized or completely caught up on, and I'm just like, oh yeah, those 3, they're great. Monokid, Team Monokid, we have Leon, who I think I'm the iffy one about. Yeah, I'm iffy about Leon. Just in the terms of the people who are on Team Monokid, I'm like, oh, Leon's kinda meh. Great Gozu, Ryoma, Himiko, Gundam, Karumi are champions. Dr. Taichi, Seiko, Daruma, and Sylvanos all back again. Team Monodam sees Pekka, Maki, Tengen, Toko, Rantaro, Sonya, Pinto the Dream Cat, and Kiyoshi Nakamura. And lastly, Team Monokuma, we see Sayaka, freaking Sayaka. This one is, I guess in the other, you know, these 2 I probably don't need to tell you who I dislike of these bunch. Ruruka, I'll be frank, just on the list of characters over here, I don't really hate Ruruka. Purely design-wise, you know, I really just don't like, I don't hate Ruruka at all. Not for nothing. Ruruka did nothing wrong, and I'm gonna die on that hill. Hina, Nagito, Kokichi, Kotoko, Amber, Tigra, and Murasaki, and this is where we have to see if Kibo also enters this match. And could be my favorite character for the next year. Because this is when we start to get to the 3rd appearance for all the OCs, because we are actually winding down on this season, which is surprising enough. So let me remove this from the charger because it was about to die. We will be, first and foremost, increasing the Agent of Chaos wheel. And I'll tell you what. In 3, no, not in 3, there we go. In 3, 2, 1. These next 3 weeks, we really gotta watch out for the OC singles and OC tag team titles. Murasaki has held on to that title the entire season so far, 2-time champion. Is it gonna be on the line today? Is the real question. Let's look, let's find out. Will chaos reign for the OCs? It will not. Safe again. However, we have to spin this wheel a couple more times. Mainly, and I honestly do feel like it may hit today, because we have to spin this thing twice. First and foremost, in 3, 2, the wheel has grown, and it will grow again today because we have co-champions. And Kibo spins the wheel for both of them, and whenever there's a fail, it increases by 5%. So first and foremost, for this first spin for Kurumi, will this be a title unification match? No. Oh. Interesting. Then let's increase this a little bit. And as we do that, oh my gosh, 3, 2. Will this be a title unification match? Spinning on Gundam this time. The wheel is large, the wheel is chonked, and the wheel does not hit. Call it birthday luck for them, even though it is mine. I'm shocked, all things considered, but we have a regular episode. Next time we come to singles action, we probably will not have a regular episode. Odds are we won't, but I digress. It's a regular day. So tell me, first, second, third, and also make your picks in the comments, and also let's go through the question from last time. I believe I asked you which juice slaps the hardest, because I think that was the week that I tried some like apple mango, and I was like, oh my goodness, this slaps, this claps. And you guys left some fantastic answers. I do know which one I'm going to read off, actually. Here we go. As we power through these real quick, opening in awe, all fruit juice, but I think I like apple juice as it kind of sweeps. You know what? I vibe with that. Anthony Sub says, yes, of course, AV is biased to Dave. That's his adopted son. I mean, like, it's true. That's my boy. Matthew Glover, grape. Good pick. Shadow Moon says, someone gonna be known as the king and queen of weightlifting after this. Should be fun. It was indeed a fun episode. I will get back to Kotoko because that is going to be the one that we read. That is going to be the best of the answers. Kuzu Soda, who says, I don't drink juice, but if I had to choose anything, I'd be choose anything with grape. And I will admit, I actually had some grape juice within the past week, and I was like, you know what, this does slap. Because sometimes I'll just walk to the store during a lunch break, and I'm like, oh. Because the store is like right around the corner. I'm like, well, that's delicious. But also says it feels unreal that AV Mania is this close again. It also means it's going to be closer to the 1-year anniversary of when I started to watch this channel, because I recall finding it through a Road to AV Mania stream. I'm glad you've been here for a year. You get your stripes. Next year you'll get your stars too. That way you have your stars and your stripes. Villain Commodore says, yeah. June, Darlo says, apple juice. A lot of people big fans of apple, low-key. Cherry Berry acknowledges pineapple juice because it also thins mucus, which I actually did not know. I will acknowledge that. I like that. Let me see. Dragon Force Czar, who also says Goatsuke Hanamura after recent develops in the AWE, absolutely. But also says for the juices, well, I don't drink them that often, I can never go wrong with a pulp-free orange juice. Although there's a variation I remember called Orange Aid, which is essentially orange flavored rather lemonade. That sounds interesting. Color me intrigued. I'd be rather fond of that. Lady Psychic says I don't drink juice often, but when I do, I tend to prefer apple juice. Seems like everyone's like strong apple juice lovers, which is I didn't think was like the power juice, but apparently it is. But also says Klee, the final member of Team Monokuma, left standing for a while, somehow pulled it off. Klee's been on a run lately, and at AV Mania that run may continue, becoming tag team champion, which also goes back to this. Right now the poll for choosing who will be the third person in that match and will compete to find out who that third person is. But 4 teams of your creation will go on to the road to AV Mania, and that will start those matches, the round robin tournament rather, will start next week. But you have until this Saturday to decide who you want to see in those matches. Be sure to vote. It is in the description. It is in the should be in the pinned comment, maybe, depending on when you're watching, and it will be in the community tab, so go ahead. You only have a couple more days to do it. I'll also remind you tomorrow, and Wednesday will remind you, during the Road to AV Mania stream, the first one, for AV Mania 2. Shocking, this has come a year's way, crazy, but I digress. Kotoko, which juice slaps the hardest? Solid frozen juice, no contest. That is stunningly accurate, and painfully if you get hit with some solid juice. Question. What is the best hour of the day? Because I thought about this, and I was like, time of the day, we could just do morning, noon, and night, but what's like the best hour? What is the best hour that's like feel-good hour for you? And that can be different because it answers like a lot of things. If you choose early in the morning, you're like, oh, I'm a morning person. I really love waking up and doing this and that, and then this is like, this sets my whole mood for the day, so this is like my favorite hour. Some people are like, oh, this is like the dead hour of night. I'm one who crawls and lurks in the night. Some are like right after 5 o'clock when I got off of work. What's your favorite hour? Because I think that also says a lot about you as like what type of person you are, morning, noon, morning, night person, etc., etc. I like that answer because we kind of like made a tier list for the hours, and it was like a good like mix of like from 1 to 2 or 1300 to 1400, depending on what you use wherever you are. Whew, man, let me know that, and also pick first, second, third. What did I pick? I didn't want to pick 5 because right after 5 is off of work, which is nice, but that's also sometimes traveling home from work, which is sometimes traffic, which is, we don't love that time. So I think I picked 7. I think I picked around 7 or 8, because then I'm just like, either making content or just doing some like real vibe and stuff. 7 seems to be there, and I also think I put 11 as a second, because that's when I start to like wind down for the night. Sometimes, so 7 and 11 were like my 2 top ones. I'm more of an evening, afternoon person, but also, depending on the day, I did rank 9 a.m. pretty high, but not on like a weekday. On like a weekend 9 a.m. when it's like, oh, it's 9, but I don't have anything to do, so I can like unwind and like slowly get up, instead of being like, alright, well, it's early in the morning, I'm already at work, or something else is going on. Regardless, I think those are my top 3 hours. What are your top 3 hours? I think that's what I want to know, and elaborate on them a little bit. I'm gonna make my picks though. Top 3 hours and top 3 picks. Give me, ooh, I'm rooting for the OCs, because you know what? Give me, I'll take Tiger for first, give me Nathan for second, and I will take Satsushi for third. Those are my picks. Someone might become my new favorite character for the next year. The stakes are high. Pablo, we gotta find Asmir. The longer he goes missing, the longer I worry. Especially since right before he went missing, there was like that headset thing, the headset vision that I got with the green, and yeah. And then that time that he had that vial of green, yeah. I just hope he's okay and is not doing terrible shenanigans. Let's find out how many times we were re-stimulating. We got 4. And honest to goodness, 4 times for this 3rd day of August for my birthday. We do not just 1 time, not 2 times, Not 3 times. I almost did it exactly 3 times, but it is indeed 4 times. Let's see how this plays out. Who will walk out as my favorite character on this grandest of aviator days? Let's proceed. And as if we stand on the podiums, the horns they all sound so horn bearers. If you could do me a solid on this day of births for me, could you please sound the horns? I need to maybe talk to Twitch AV about that. A nice little sounding of the horns. Regardless, let's proceed. Chiro runs away from the cornucopia. A stray bolt of lightning causes Ruruka and Tengen to switch bodies. Oh no. Oh no. Mukuro stays at the cornucopia for resources. Daruma convinces Maki, Shuichi, Komaru, Kotoko, and Rantaro to boycott the killing game. Fuyo grabs a shovel. Kaede grabs a honey-glazed ham. Himiko begs for one of Taka's weapons. He feels bad and reluctantly gives it to Himiko. She's now got a weapon at her side. Kyoshi steps off his podium too soon and blows up. Akane runs away from the cornucopia and does not gather a congregation of alligators. This episode goes on. Ibuki kills Hina with a sickle, backed by popular demand Amber. Fair enough. Crazy Yoko attacks Peko, but Hiro protects her, killing Crazy Hiyoko. Toko runs away from the cornucopia. Gozu was spacing out for a moment and wonders if the die landed on a 1. It was actually a 4. A 4 indeed. Togami finds a torn picture of Ryoma within his pocket, the word daddy scribbled on the back. Hate that. Nekomaru runs away from the cornucopia. Tiger ignores the opening ceremonies and plays video games with Satsushi instead. Karumi runs away from the cornucopia. Sylvanos feels a little under the weather, so Gundam and Sakura comfort him and offer to take care of him this game. Tsumugi repeatedly stabs Nathan to death with sighs. Rest in peace. That's blue on blue violence. She hate to see it. Kara runs away from the cornucopia. So does Mikan, but Sonya, Kokichi, and Seiko get into a fight, but Kokichi runs off as Sonya kills Seiko. You hate to see it. You truly do. Caslia runs away as well. Nagito and Murasaki immediately become friends. Pants runs away from the cornucopia. Leon gets his hands on a pair of scissors and commits genocide Jack-style genocide on the doctor, Hajime, and Ifumi. In my heart of hearts, I was low-key rooting for the doctor, because it just would have been a fun year. Yumeko and Pinto were resurrected by the Lich King to kill other tributes. The cat? Okay. Sayaka finds some AV-shaped popsicles inside the cornucopia and our pancake champion, actually. Gotta update that sprite for you. We'll do it by, I guess, the free-for-all, because I can't do it mid-episode. We'll proceed to Day 1. Akane asks Sylvanos, do you think I'm some sort of clown? Sylvanos shrugs and says, maybe. Daruma tries to sleep through the entire day. Gundam sees smoke rising in the distance, decides not to investigate. Tigra makes a Danganronpa rewrite where Hiro is the protagonist. Fuyiko makes a Danganronpa rewrite instead where Cassie is the protagonist. Tsumugi is stronger than she appears. I mean, I think that's fairly canon. Sonya, Ryoma, and Kotoko hold an intervention for my pancake addiction. I didn't even show up. Well, of course not. Because I got an addiction to getting new addictions, and my newest addiction is not showing up to interventions. I think it's pretty dope. I think it's pretty fantastic. Sayaka hands an invitation to Pinto and Yumeko to her birthday party. They will tear up the invitation before her eyes. Now look, on any other day I'd be like, yeah, you don't go, but like, it's my birthday, you know. Don't want to see something unpleasant happen on my birthday. But it happened to Sayaka, so ha. They were both resurrected by the Lich King too. Mukuro and Himiko split up to search for resources. Gozu finds my boxing gloves. Everyone's about to get knocked out. Shuichi glares at Leon and says, do you want to die? Leon runs away. Mikan wants to be a stepping stone for everyone else. Ibuki sits down next to Mikan and has a talk with her. A band-aid talk with her. That's band-aid still sticking together. Always and forever. Band-aid. Nekomaru defeats Pants in a fight but spares her life. Pekka wonders if Nagito has Nagito insurance. Satsushi finds a bow tie and puts on because, well, bow ties are cool. Asnir has named one of his children after Karumi. If we could find Asnir, maybe he would. Taka, maybe I should ask his kids. They're around here. They always are. Taka, rather, holds Fatsugami's head underwater, but Fatsugami grabs his arm, pulls him to the lake with him. Both strippers are unable to kill one another, so they both simply swim away. Shiro asks for my soundboard. I grant it. They throw an epic dance party with Murasaki, Rantaro, Kokichi, and Nagito. Komaru and Tengen talk about their lives, but that's really Ruruka. Ruruka's stronger than she appears because she's really Tengen. Maki, Kaede, Amber, discuss the killing life so far, Toko, and me, we go way back. You're dang right we do. In cars, confused why there's a pink Home Depot in the arena. I am too, but we've lost 8 competitors already. In this game of, I think, 50? That's a ballpark guess, but that sounds about right. It might be 51. I'm gonna say it's 51, but I'm also gonna say it's a Claire de Lune 4. Kiyoshi, Hina, Crazy Yoko, Nathan, Seiko, The Doctor, Hajime, Hifumi. See everybody's statuses. We have Team Monophony down 2. Team Monotaro is just down 1, just Hifumi. Team Monosuke is down just Hajime. Team Monokid is down 2, but in terms of like everyone else, they might as well have not lost anybody because they still have their 8. They're starting 8 for Handball. Kiyoshi is the only one gone for Team Monodam, and Team Monokuma has just lost 1, bringing them also down to 8, so it's also like they didn't lose a single soul either. But it's still anybody's game, it's still anybody who could sweep, and it's still Team Monosuke needs some points bad. But the other teams aren't gonna just let them have them, they're gonna have to earn them, and will they earn them today? Let's proceed and find out. We have round, night, proceed. Thank you. Night 1, Tengen, who's really Ruka, introduces Sayaka and Kaede to his imaginary friend. There's nobody there. Yumiko challenges Maki to a dance-off. Yumiko absolutely dominates. Kotoko introduces Mukuro to her long-lost twin Kotoka. Taka, Kokichi, and Morisaki play a game Monopoly. Taka loses all of his properties and flips the board over. Akane steals every item in Hero's Camp without being noticed. Ryoma is in the house. It's a party every week, baby. Ryoma, check it out. That's right, he's also converged, and we don't like to talk about that. Fuyuko hops into an inflatable culture to make jokes about how he's emergency food. He might have a problem. Pinto hates Nagito so strongly that he's created a whole squad against him. Abuki attacks Himiko with a legacy of her bloodline. Her bloodline was powerful enough to annihilate Himiko. Poor Himiko. Pam thinks about home. Peko thinks about winning. Kara finds a DDR machine, and Dance is falling apart to halftime. Leon is ready for AV Mania. But it's actually stylized as AV Mania 2. It's like the 2 eyes are You'll get it, Leon. You'll figure it out. Sakura finds an Etch-a-Sketch somehow and ends up breaking it in frustration. Sonia enters Chihiro's mind. It was a pleasant trip. Tigra disowns Kurumi for being a disgrace to the family. Toko enters Kotoko's mind. It was a pleasant trip. Satsushi's ultimate move is fully charged. Somebody's about to get sniped. Oh my. Samugi tries to sing herself to sleep. Kasui is so desperate to kill Sayaka that she creates a clone out of her and killed that clone. You could have done the real thing if you still can, actually. Ruka asks Gundam to help her go to sleep. Gundam lifts Ruka onto his shoulders before dropping her onto the knee. Out cold, go to sleep has been hit. Amber and Shuichi steal weapons from Sylvano's camp while he's asleep. Nekamaru throws a Molotov at Gozu after the fire dissipates. Nekamaru is still perfectly okay somehow. But what about Gozu? Fatsugami strangles Mikon after engaging in a fistfight. Rest in peace to Mikon. Daruma steals every item in Rantaro's camp without being noticed, and Komaru sets up camp for the night. It wasn't a completely peaceful day. We lost a couple of people, but like it was rather peaceful. We have day 2, and it's not peaceful for Kokichi as he receives a vision of him brutally dying at the hands of Tigra and the champion Kurumi. As he sees them approaching, he's unable to change his future in time and dies by their hands. Kotoko comes before Daruma in this event. Nekamaru finds a gun, fills it up with holy water, fires at Amber, getting her wet. Peko thinks that I have an addiction to getting new addictions, and you're dang right I do. Sayaka defeats Akane in a fight but spares her life. Gozu discovers the cave. Ruka and Shuichi trade talents, but this is really Tengen, so technically Tengen and Shuichi trade talents, and Ruka actually dies because Yumiko kills her while she's asleep. Leon sips on his apple cider. Ugh, every time I read apple cider, I'm thinking to myself, I should just go and buy that big old pack again. It lasted for so long. I had apple cider for days, for weeks, for months, forever. Back. Alright, I'm committed. Let me see. Habuki does a sick kickflip, fails landing, falls flat on her face. Kasei thinks that everyone is the mastermind. You're dang right they are, especially this one. Nagito receives a head from an unknown sponsor. Pinto makes a poem for Samugi. Setsushi reminds you, yes you dear viewer, to stay hydrated. You know what? You're dang right, Setsushi. It's still summer, and it's still hot. Toko's trapped in that box. Deadly poison every hour. Dead alive, we'll never know. At least we will once we click proceed, though. Chiro receives a hatch from an unknown sponsor. Gundam commits a crime and runs away giggling. I don't think he would be giggling. This man's would commit a crime and run away with legit evil laughter. And I'm here for it. That's why we love him. Kara, Kaede, and Taka hold an intervention by pancake addiction. Although I trust the three of them, I'm not going to show up because my new addiction is not showing up to interventions. Hiro, Fatsugami, Murasaki, and Sonya raid camp while she's hunting. Mukuro falls into a pit but somehow lives. Rantaro is pricked by thorns while picking berries. Maki plays chess with death and wins. It would seem that Ryoma and Sakura have come to a standstill in Tarzan's forest. Savono's and crying, he's sweating from his eyes. Fuiko slurps his fresh applesauce. I want some more applesauce too. Cider first. Kamaru used her secret technique, running away, and running she did. And 5 people were not able to win because their bodies have been stopped after this Clair de Lune 4. Himiko, Mikon, Kokichi, Tengen, Toko. And so, we'll see everybody's statuses. We are down to, I don't know, 38. Still plenty to go. We got Chihiro, Kaede, Akane, Komaru, Yumeko, Hiro, Mukuro, Fuihiko, Ibuki, Taka, Kara, and Panth. We have Team Monosuke has still only lost Hajime. Oh my gosh. Good on them. Team Monosuke has lost another one in terms of Himiko, but they are still down to 7. Team Monodam has lost Tengen, Toko, and Kiyoshi, and Team Monokuma has just lost Hina and Kokichi, which means they still have plenty to go. Everyone still has plenty to go, but who will come out on top? We'll go into a more deep depth once we're in your 20s, and when we get there, when we click proceed, we may or may not. Because people are still vibing. Daruma sings a romantic song to Sylvanos when the two begin to lean in for a tender kiss. Daruma knows it's Satsushi filming them, which makes Daruma shout at Satsushi. That's her ultimate move. Peko finds a big red button, presses it immediately, and says she had a death wish. Much to her disappointment, the button didn't do a single thing. Tigra is an international super spy. Fatsugami enjoys some mozzarella sticks with Nakamaru. Amber finds an etch-a-sketch. Somehow, after a few hours, creates a masterpiece. Gundam loves Murasaki as much as Maki loves Kokichi. Pinto, Komaru, Chihiro, interest come to do with Ibuki, Samugi, Sayaka. The argument for which deli is the best for a PB&J at Strawberry, I will die on that hill. Kotoko and Panth are trapped inside of a box for the night. They decide to use their imaginations to liven things up. Sonya steals Mukuro's first kiss. Mukuro washes her mouth out with muddy water, prompting Sonya to kill Mukuro. The kiss couldn't have been that bad. Cassia and Ryoma settle their dispute over an intense game of rock, paper, scissors. Maki locks Shuichi in a coffin, buries him alive, but he manages to escape, and he will escape in time for his match at AV Mania 2. Teaming up with Keiji and teaming up with Yuma in a trios match, and it should be fantastic. Ruka acts cute. Kara finds a virus in the simulator and exterminates it. Hiro has no more motivation. Nagisa finds a lovely bikini and puts it on. It's quite revealing. This awakens something inside of Karumi. Leon. Does she like chaos, apparently? Mayhaps. Leon receives medical supplies from no sponsor. Yumeko misses their planned meeting with Sayaka, has a sad feeling in her chest. Rantaro kisses his homies goodnight. Taka, Gozu, and Akane. Fuiko wants Avi to give Sayaka a chance. I will if she wins. I'll have to for a year. And Kaede prays to Utu that she makes it out of here alive with minimal bloodshed, of course. I think that was a pretty much almost completely peaceful day as Sakura steps on a Lego brick while barefoot and dies. That was... the piece is gone. The piece is gone. Maki signs a petition to change American Yeetball to football. Akane catches Yumiko crawling on the wall, rocking back and forth, tugging on her thumbs. It seems like she's lost it. Rantaro signs a petition to change American Yeetball to football. Amber dies of dysentery. Gundam turns the Statue of Liberty into freaking Sayaka Gundam. I'm kind of rooting for you. But not if you do these shenanigans. Hero is the best there is, the best there was, and gosh darn it, the best there ever will be. Avi on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you like Taka? Seven. He's not I mean, like, if he wins this match, then 10. But, like, right now, I think a 7. He's a solid good boy. Ryoma, and Ibuki play cards. Ibuki loses all of her life points and is killed for it. It started when an alien device what it did. It stuck itself upon his figures out of hood. Now he's got superpowers. He's an ordinary kid. He's Gozu, Tennis, Samugi, and Kamaru split up to search for resources. Sonya confesses how much she has come to hate Leon. Leon runs away crying. Chihiro and Daruma work together to drown Nakamaru. These two beings drown this big beefy boy. Panth is full of it. What is it, you may ask? Death. Kara spins so fast he becomes a human Beyblade. Tiger confesses how much she's come to hate Kotoko. Kotoko runs away crying. Nagito smells a rat. Fun fact, Shuichi is specifically here just to suffer. A shame. Ladies and gentlemen, we are gathered here today to remember our dear comrade. In honor of her sacrifice, all events shall halt for half a day, as the nation mourns her passing. Please press F to pay respects. F, of course, meaning freaking Sayaka. Alright. Kurumi feigns death, but Kaede sees right through it. Now that Sayaka's gone, I think we're cool at this point. Kase kills Satsushi with her own weapon. Ruka, Sylvanos, Peko, Fuiko, and Murasaki look for other people to kill. Batsugami dies from hunger, and Pinto bleeds out due to untreated injuries. Poor kitty. As we proceed, we lost 11 this time. That does bring us down to our 20s. I think that brings us down to 27, if I'm not mistaken, after this Claire de Lune 4. Mukuro, Sakura, Amber, Ibuki, Nekamaru, Panth. You already got your Claire de Lune. Kurumi, Satsushi, Fatogami, Pinto. That's all she wrote. Let's see how the team combinations are hanging up. Team Inofuni still has Chihiro, Kaede, Akane, Komaru, and Yumeko. Team Monotaro still has Kara, Taka, Fuihiko, and Hiro. As we scroll down, we do see Team Monosuke still has Samugi, Shuichi, and Caslia. They are down to 3. I think they're doing the worst. And that's not surprising based on their performance this season. Team Monosuke, you could still sweep, but it's gonna take some work. Team Monokid sees Leon, Great Gozu, Ryoma, Gundam, Daruma, and Sylvanos. Still doing very well, which is not surprising considering their performance this season. Team Monodam sees Peko, Maki, Rantaro, and Sonya, and Team Monokuma still has Ruruka, who's secretly Tengen, Nagito, Kotoko, Tigra, and Murasaki as we go on. 27 remain, 17 more into your saving grace picks. Let's see how this one plays out. Let's see how this works. We proceed and start night 3. Everyone's alive at the start of this. Fuiko sneaks into the back room of Yoko's, gets seen by Sylvanos, an employee of the store, locks the door behind him. Gundam. Shuichi. Ruka enters scrum debate with Tigra, Leon, Akane. They're also arguing over jelly. Kotoko refuses to leave an injured Yumeko's side. Nagito and Hiro huddle for warmth. Shiro, Kara, Kaede enter a scrum debate with Ryoma. Rantaro, Samugi. They're over who the best girl in Danganronpa is. Gozu does a quick prayer to Atua before going to sleep for the night. Daruma, Murasaki, Caslia, Maki, and Sonya track down and kill Taka. But he's such a good boy. Peko breaks Minecraft rule number 1 and digs straight down. She shockingly finds diamonds. Komaru does a quick prayer to Atua before going to sleep for the night. And day 4 begins as Leon finds a bow tie and puts on because, well, bow ties are cool. Kaede dives into a pile of plushies. The plushies prove too much for her and she drowns. Gozu thinks it's too dang hot, and he's right. You're dang right, Gozu. Peko challenges Rantaro and Gundam to an anything goes pancake competition. Of course, after Akane tries to find every single Monokuma on the school grounds, Rantaro actually eats the most pancakes. And as such, I discover that I actually do have my pin. I thought that I lost it. And earns entry into the World Pancake Championship match. If this pin wanted to rate. Pin? Wisna? Okay, good. Rantaro is already in this match. I wrote your name down again, Rantaro. He just wanted to double down, and you know what? I respect that. I acknowledge that. Maki buys AV merchandise from AV's wares and despairs. Hiro does a cool skateboarding trick to amuse the other hero. Kara tries to spearfish that are tried. Nagito camouflages himself in the bushes. Sonya and Samugi played tic-tac-toe on an image of Kotoko's forehead. Fuiko uses secret technique running away. Daruma works for AV's and Yoko's because she's an extreme debt. Tigra asks for my soundboard. I say, yeah, of course. Go ahead and do it, homie. Grant. I grant, of course. Epic dance party. Shuichi, Caslia, Murasaki, and Yumiko have a great time. The rating pistol rates Ryoma 57 points. Ruka sets up an ice cream stand. Sylvanos joins as Ruka's faithful assistant, who's really Tengen. And Komaru receives a gift from her secret admirer. It's a giant stuffed bear. We didn't lose too many. Oh, man. We didn't lose too many. Arena event. Man. If I had a nickel for every time that happened, I would have more than 2 nickels. I'd have quite a couple. Hey, I guess it's also fitting that there's a big old birthday sale at AV's Wares and Despairs. Ruruka, Yumeko, and Tiger go shopping in the freezer section. Shuichi locks them all in, freezing them to death. Rantaro gets his leg caught in an automatic door. Gozu uses this opportunity to murder a trapped Rantaro Fuiko. Komaru and Kara go in the freezer section. Akane locks them all in, freezing them to death. Gundam forgets his wallet and is kicked out by security. Hiro gets fired from Avi's wares and despairs, runs off crying. Nagito takes a free sample, unfortunately has an allergic reaction and dies. Murasaki gets a 50% discount on a 6th sword. Sylvanos and Daruma team up to get to catch as many cells as possible. Kase forgets her wallet and is kicked out by security. Ryoma and Sonya joust with shopping carts. Only Ryoma survives. Oh my. Peko gets fired from Avi's wares and despairs, runs off crying. Kotoko takes too many free samples and is killed off by security. Chihiro gets his leg caught in the automatic door. Maki uses opportunity to murder a trapped Chihiro. Samugi gets a sick discount on a 50% discount on a 6th sword, and Leon takes a free sample. We lost 13 instead. 13 instead, I believe, brings us down to 14 after this bigger Claire de Lune for Taka, Kaede, Ruruka, Yumeko, Tigra, Rantaro, Fuihiko, Komaru, Kara, Nagito, Sonya, Kotoko, Chihiro. Now if we see everybody's statuses, I was gonna say all the members of Team Monosuke survived that. Which means things have evened out a little bit, and by evened out I mean there's only one person remaining for Team Akane, one person for Team Monotaro. So shockingly enough, Team Monosuke is doing better than the first two teams. Team Monokid, however, unsurprisingly, still has 6 people in. They're just rocking it in any way that they can. Team Monokuma's just down to Murasaki, and Team Monodam is down to Peko and Maki. Are we about to see? Imagine if Team Monokid swept. Dominance. Team Monokid dominance. And maybe this will prove that Team Monokid perhaps is the most dominant cub. Who knows? But we don't have your final 10 yet. It's your final 14. Which means we still gotta go. Let's do it. Let's proceed. 4 more interior saving grace picks will likely see the feast after this night 4. Maki, Akane, Sylvanos, Hiro. Long ago, the 4 tributes lived in harmony. Then everything changed when the hero attacked. You hate to see it, but you love to see it. Cassia, who gets a hold of my soundboard and plays something absolutely glorious. Just like Kokoto, who is absolutely glorious, introduced by Kotoko and Kotoka to Daruma. Truly fantastic, as Gozu dyes his hair purple. I mean, it might be okay. Shuichi gets bonked on the head. Tsumugi tries to sing herself to sleep. Gundam sets up a rival store for Avi's wares and despairs. Peko quietly hums, and Leon, Ryoma, and Murasaki spend all night making a treehouse. The end product, not very good, but the important thing is that they all worked on it together, right? Right? Nobody's dead! But here comes the feast, and the cornucopias of food, weapons, and memoirs from the tributes families. Leon is unable to convince Cassia not to kill him. Hiro and Daruma are like, we're not going. But Gundam kills Gozu as he tries to run. Tsumugi, Ryoma, and Peko confront each other, but slowly grab things slowly to avoid conflict, and Shuichi catches Murasaki off guard and kills her. I think... No, Cassia and Daruma are both in. I was gonna say Daruma might have taken that one, but it's between Cassia and Daruma. Also, both former OC champions. Very interesting. As we proceed, we still have a day to get through. Shuichi tells Peko that she is not a clown but the entire circus. Daruma tries to spearfish with a trident. Ryoma reminisces about season 3. Gundam gets a hold of my soundboard and said he wants to prove that he's my favorite character, and you know what? I wouldn't mind it that way, would I? I would not mind at all. Cassia sets Tsumugi on fire with a flamethrower, rest in peace to her, and Hiro hates the way he acted in the past and gets disgusted by what he did in the past. He wants to move past this phase of his life and actually become a better person. You can do it, Hiro. We believe in you. But we don't believe in the 7 that we just lost, because they are dead and it's a Claire de Lune for them. Maki, Akane, Sylvanos, Leon, Gozu, Murasaki, Tsumugi. 7 gone, 7 remain. And we'll see how it plays out. Now things are, I'm not going to say much more even. It's still in favor of Team Monokid, but for right now, it is your final 7. You might need some new picks. Who will be my favorite character for the next 365 days? We'll find out. And we'll make some new picks. Some, saving grace picks. From the top, we still have Monotaro, Team Monotaro's hero. He's the last person standing, and he's a good lad. And you know what? In Future Side, he's a handsome lad. Team Monosuke still has Shuichi, good detective, and we also have Caslia Moore. And once again, if the OCs win, we just acknowledge that OC, and I'm off the hook, and I can have all my favorites as they currently are. As we go onward, we have... I'm actually fine with any of the rest of these Danganronpa characters winning, actually. Like, real talk. I think I would be instantly heartbroken if I saw Ryoma, though. Who could win this thing, but is very converged. Gundam, who is in my top 3 of favorite characters. Sometimes switches between number 1 with like Komaru and like Sakura and a little bit of Kaede. We love Gundam. Daruma's still here. So is Peko. Also up there in terms of my favorites. So, like, everyone who's left, I'm like, oh, alright, hold on. We're cooking, and Team Monokuma will not get any points. At this point, it's really about stopping Team Monokid from getting the sweep. Can they do it? I don't know, but make your saving grace picks known. I'm gonna make mine known as well. First, second, third, make them in the comments. Reply to your comment, comment on your comment, edit your comments, do what you have to do to make your saving grace picks known. And if you want to, you can go ahead and hit that like and subscribe if you haven't, because it helps the channel and it is very good. Do a little birthday like or a birthday subscribe. That'd be real cool of you. But I'm gonna predict the sweep for Team Monokid. Daruma first, Gundam second, Ryoma third. That might have jinxed them, but it's my birthday. Do I have a birthday jinx? I think it's time we put that to the test, and these 7 are about to find out firsthand. Hiro, Shuichi, Caslia, Daruma, Ryoma, Gundam, and Peko. All kind of what we like to call within our final 7. Their hearts beating. The same pulse, determination, the same fiery intensity as that of a samurai woman. 7 left. It could end when we click proceed. Will it? It does not. As Gundam threatens Ryoma, fluent Japanese. Daruma receives a hatch from an unknown sponsor. Hiro feels himself developing a crust for Caslia. Shuichi discovers Peko is hanging upside down from a telephone pole. Nobody knows what happened, but Peko certainly isn't alive to tell the tale. Rest in peace to Peko. We are down to 6, and half of them remain for Team Monokid as we proceed once again. We see Caslia springs her ankle while running away from Ryoma. Shuichi finds the remains of a Viking ship. Gundam wants a nickname similar to Sharpshooter and Steel-Minded Big Sister Sarah. Hiro grabs the table, the audience cheers in excitement, and Daruma questions her sanity. We actually only lost 1. From Team Monodam, they won't be getting points this episode. The only thing they'll get right now is a terrible turnabout 4. Peko. And so, there are 6. Team Monotaro's Hiro. Team Monosuke's Shuichi and Caslia. They could earn some big points, and they do need some big points. Monokid's team, though, that's what we're looking at. It has the remaining 3. And they could sweep Ryoma, Gundam, Daruma. It's still technically Samurai Woman. We have 6 competitors left. Let's see how this thing plays out. We'll proceed and see. Shuichi, Hiro, create their own secret code language so they can communicate safely, rather, without any unwanted eavesdroppers listening in. Gundam, in the dead of night, ducks and dodges the laser defense system, managed to escape the arena James Bond style, but is disqualified. Caslia rests in a fruit tree. Daruma shakes the tree to retrieve some fruit, but it causes Caslia to fall to her death, and Ryoma gets a hold of my soundboard. Unfortunately, before he can use it, gets disqualified by me. I think just like that, we're down to 2. And Team Monokid does not get the sweep, and they won't get the win. I think they'll only get 10 points. Right? 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 Because it's about to end. I think right now it's between Shuichi and Hiro. One of these two is about to be my favorite character for the next year, so I have to ask you, who will it be? Will it be Shuichi? Hiro? Now, I'll be frank, I like both of these lads. Shuichi, a protagonist. So, you know, you have to be like, you know what, he's come a long way. He's fought Triumph, and this has really been his year, and I think I've been really fond of his work this year. Tag Team Champion, lost him. Won the Singles Championship, loved it. Won the Tag Team Championships again at the head of the season, and is going to AV Mania 2. Will he impress again there? We'll see. But Hiro, on the other hand, has not always impressed in these games. I think he might have been featured in maybe the first tie in the series? Maybe. But, as I said, in Future Side, that's a handsome lad. But will he be handsome enough to be my favorite character? Let's find out. Because between Shuichi, Hiro, both, or neither, it all plays out right here, right now, and we finally see that my favorite character for the next 365 days is... Daruma's alive? Oh! What? Oh no, it only caused Cassia to fall to her death! Daruma was still alive! And she won! The shock of the century. Hiro tries to become a beekeeper, but the bees aren't happy. Daruma catches Shuichi off guard and kills him. I don't have a favorite character for the next 365 days, but we do acknowledge Daruma. And you know what that means? After this final Claire de Terrible turnabout of the episode 4, Gundam, Cassia, Ryoma, Hiro, Shuichi. We wouldn't have been wrong, and you know who took advantage of that? Shocked us all? A member of Team Monokid. Won the game, didn't get all the points. Didn't get all the points. Oops, fallen tributes. We still had second place to Team Monosuke, third place to Team Monotaro, but the big points go to your winner. Moving on. And goes for another shot at that title. Former champion wants to do it all again. Earning another 25 points, extending the dominant lead for Team Monokid. Daruma Pansy takes the win. I think this was the perfect ending. I was thinking it was the final two, but it's still ending where it did. I think that's pretty hype. Daruma, under the cover of thinking that they were dead, and I think this plays very much into the ending, like, Shuichi and Hiro are like, of course, Hiro just perished. That means Shuichi's like, yes, I won! But Daruma, who's not actually dead yet, just like someone who slid under the bottom rope of the Royal Rumble and waited until like the end to be like, I'm still in, you fool. Destroys Shuichi while he's off guard. And steals the victory. Daruma never died. And Daruma is coming back for that title. We'll look at the placements real quick. And first, let's break them the brackets. The OC bracket we see. Daruma done did it again. Who would have thunk? Now, in terms of our singles bracket, Shuichi. He's a lad. And you see what he's done there. Oh, that's right. That looks real fancy. That looks real fancy indeed. Everyone loves a little Shuichi on that bracket. But that's not what we really want to see. Let's show them what they really want to see, lads. Right there. The points. Team Monokuma picked up no points, but they do still maintain second place. Team Monotaro bumps up now to 145, stealing third, I believe, just barely, because it's a really tight battle for third, and in that meaning, it's also a really tight battle for second. Team Inofune stays at 140. Team Monosuke up to 75. At least they're close to breaking 100. In all honesty, rather, if they get a win, they're at 100. They're not out of this yet. They just gotta like do some real hard work in these last few weeks. Team Monokid, I almost think, is safely secured first place, but this battle for second is gonna be intense. And lastly, Team Monodam is at 135. Team Monokid, I forgot to mention, is at 240. Over 100 points ahead of Team Inofune. If they get, what, 15 points? Or 25 points? 25 points. If they get 25 points, they're 100 ahead of Team Monokuma, which is nuts. They're 100 points out of the second place team. Imagine if they, like, swept this episode. Goodness gracious. They would have been ahead by that much. That's crazy. Regardless, Shuichi had second place. He's got the silver medal today. Hero's got third, bronze. Ryoma in fourth. Caslia fifth. Gundam sixth. Peko seventh. Samugi eighth. Murasaki ninth, and rounding off your top 10 is the greatest of all, Gozu's, and we'll do a slow scroll through everybody else on this birth of days. That wasn't slow. That was a really fast scroll. We'll do a little bit slower. A little bit slower so your eyes can catch every single one. I digress, though. We'll proceed once again. Start with Kiyoshi stepping off his podium too soon and literally blowing up. That's the Kiyoshi way. But it all ended with Hiro and Shuichi, our supposed final two, but Daruma was not dead. Only Caslia perished from that tree shaking. So Daruma just lied in wait as Hiro pulled just a big dummy, made the bees angry, and Shuichi waiting to celebrate, but Daruma catches him off guard and takes him out, winning for Team Monokid. Ooh, I kind of love that that's how it played out. Big fan of that. Caslia and Daruma, top 2 OCs, and they had the top 2 kills. 4 for each of them. And Hiro also had 4. Leon had 3, Sonya had 3, Ibuki, Maki, Ryoma, and Shuichi had 2. 1 or less for everybody else. Go back to the reaping. This was a game. The stakes were off. I was like, if an OC wins, we just acknowledge them, and acknowledge we do. Daruma Pansy, former OC champion. Put your ones up. We acknowledge you. Shuichi, Hiro, you were almost my favorite character for a year. But now, I have no such obligations. We will acknowledge Daruma for a year, though. We love to see it. That is all the time we have. Tomorrow, it's tag team action. And tomorrow, the road to AV Mania 2 begins. Get excited for that. I sure am. What does Wednesday V got up his sleeve? Probably qualifying matches. Probably more setup for AV Mania 2. We'll see. I'm excited. It should be a show of shows. Full of all of the cast and silly characters from all the series we've played this year and all throughout the years. It's going to be a good time. Toodaloo, like crew. Thank you for watching.